Today we're going to do a scalp facial. A scalp facial is where we improve the health of the scalp by cleansing, exfoliating, applying a treatment mask, a tonic mist, and a serum. What's special about K-Headspa is that we use special tablets to bring acidic water to the scalp and the skin, which is going to help balance your pH to the ideal optimal pH level. We're going to use a special waterfall, which is going to utilize our special tablet. We also have a steamer that's going to be utilized to help increase the penetration of our products and open up pores. And we have our portable sink, which requires no plumbing. So this is very versatile for any spa or clinic location that you can use in any room without plumbing. You just open this up and there is a cotton ring. On the cotton ring, you're going to just add a few drops of the essential oils. And you're going to replace the cover right into this area. This part is an attachment specifically for the aromatherapy. I'm going to place this right here on the side of the sink. And we're going to turn on the steamer. The time on the steamer. And you can see here, I've got 2 hoses that's using releasing steam. The next step we're going to do is add our detoxifying tablet. This tablet is filled with vitamins and nutrients and also collagen. And it, like I said, it does bring the pH of the water down to make it more optimal for the hair and the scalp. You're just going to place that inside the filter and turn. Okay, so we're going to start by putting a microfiber eye cover on the face, and we're going to use our eye steam mask. This steam mask will start to get warm once it's exposed to air. When you open it up, one side is going to be just flat and white. You're going to pinch and remove, okay? That's how you get the ear loops, just like that. We're going to apply this right on top of the microfiber. The reason why we use this cover is first, it feels really nice on the skin than putting this alone. It'll also prevent it from getting too hot on the skin, but when you're using the waterfall and if there's any splash, this towel will hold or absorb that water instead of going directly under here and getting the eyes wet. So this is really nice for that. The next thing we're going to do is, before you start the waterfall with the tablet, you need to make sure that the sink is filled with water. So I'm going to add the water. We're going to turn on the waterfall with this. I want to make sure it's not going to splash in her face. A little bit onto the forehead. Because the water, the cascading water is dense, it's going to have a nice weighted feeling on the forehead, causing the client to be nice and relaxed. My scalp wash off. This uses 14 points of the acupuncture points, so this is great to use to stimulate the scalp and to help increase blood circulation. Another thing I have here is our filtered water filtration handheld shower head. This is going to bring water through the filter and collect all the different minerals and impurities, so that when we use this on the skin, we're only bringing purified, clean water. So in the beginning, you're just going to help the customer relax. Do some nice pressure and massage onto the scalp. We want to make sure all her hair is wet, even on the back here, so I'll make sure that we do that. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes for the tablet in here to dissolve completely. Depending on your service length, you might want to do it for 5 minutes, you might want to do it for 8 minutes. So depending on how long your service is, it's going this to get better water source, but it's not necessary. Make sure you're holding here, the base, and also here. So if you do this, you're just going to move and possibly loosen the connection. So always use 2 hands. What this detox tablet does is it's going to change the texture of the hair. You'll see how nice and relaxed and limp the hair gets. The cuticles are opening up, allowing for all the vitamins and the nutrients and even collagen to be absorbed. So we'll do this for about 5 minutes. Just use this to turn it off. I'm going to move this over to the side. And now we're going to move on to the cleansers. We have a clay scrub cleanser. This uses kaolin clay, rosemary, and eucalyptus. It also has beads in it to help exfoliate, but it does dissolve. And I'm going to just apply it into her scalp. If you want to, you can use this and go directly. I feel like I have more control this way how much product I'm using, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm also going to get the back of her head, and I'll just pull it through the hair. This is a cleanser that's going to loosen and clean the scalp and the hair. You'll see that sometimes it's depending on the hair thickness and the length. You may need to use more product, but before you use more product, just wet it. You have water in your sink. This water is still with our detox tablet, so you can just wet the hair, and you'll see how it starts to get more. So because we're doing a scalp treatment, don't worry too much about the hair right now. You want to focus just on the scalp, and then we'll worry about the hair later. Scalp and the blood flow by using this gua sha. When she is facing up, I'm going to just focus on the crown of her head, just like this. I'm going to use long strokes to just comb through the scalp. This is also going to help remove all the dead cells that's starting to soften in the scalp as well. Again, in the shampoo or the cleanser part, don't worry about her hair too much. We'll get this tangled or detangled when we use the treatment mask. Right now, I'm only focused on the scalp. I'm going to turn her head and get it from the back as well. You can also do massage strokes like this. about 1 or 2 minutes, as the heat and the mist is really penetrated in this cap, I'm going to open this up and help exfoliate more of the dead skin cells off the scalp. So this is helping to hydrate the hair and hydrate the skin, and it's also allowing the pores and the follicles to open, and that allows the penetration of our products better into those areas. So I'm going to just open this. I'll go in there and massage. So after about 3 minutes or so, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. When we're using the portable sink, it's important that we keep track of how much water we're dispensing into the empty container down below. And I'm going to drain it. And I drain it by opening up this. When I uncover it, I can see the water going down into the bin. And because I know it's not full, I'm going to go ahead and close it after it's all drained, so I can control how much water is going into that bin. We're going to use this handheld massager to rinse your hair out. Always just wait for a few seconds because the water usually is cold in the beginning. And then we're going to massage and rinse. This uses silicone massage brushes. So as you can see here, the brush has the smaller, shorter bristles. And what this allows is it helps really just small brushing. But what I really like about this is see how it's cupped. When I use this, I can go directly on the scalp and there's no water splashing. Just like this. I'm putting a little bit of pressure when I'm rinsing because underneath here there's nice thicker bristles, stronger. So that feels really nice on the scalp. So I can use the thicker bristles this way, or I can use the combination of both bristles and just apply a little more pressure like this. Because we are using a portable sink, conserving water is really important. You don't want to waste. So every time I change position on the scalp of the head, I'm going to turn the water off. And then I'm going to go back and rinse the back of the head. Also with the base of rosemary and eucalyptus. Rosemary is very good for as an anti-inflammatory, so it helps reduce any kind of. It's okay to upcharge a little bit for that, just like when you do hair color. So I am applying this on the scalp. This also detangles, so later, for especially with longer hair, we'll use it through the hair length so that it works as a detangler. And remember that this is more of a scalp treatment, so we want to massage the mask into the scalp. Does help detangle better. I might, depending on how much resistance I get, I might add a little bit more here towards the end. clients, you can just wipe it with your disinfectant wipe. I'm going to have you lift your head again. With the portable sink, this is a good time to empty your water. I'm going to open this. This is our dirty water that we collected from this treatment so far. It's about 3/4 of the way full, and I recommend that always try to stay under this little line because it does get quite heavy, and if you're walking far away, we don't want it to splash out of here. So I'm going to use our rosemary massage therapy. This is our lotion for massaging. It's very lightweight. It's not sticky. So after the treatment, you don't have to worry about your clients feeling sticky afterwards. So while this is going, I'll just go in here and do a nice little massage. It is nicer when they have, their shoulders exposed. But I'm going to just turn here. You can do the massaging any part of the treatment, but this is a good time when this is going. I think customers like when you're actively doing something instead of just them laying down there. So I'll just go in there and spend a few minutes just helping her relax. Do more than just a scalp facial during an appointment. This is a good time where you can be finishing a facial as well. There's actually 4 times during the scalp facial treatment where you can go back and forth. So the first time I did the cap is a good time where you can be doing the initial cleanse, maybe some exfoliation and putting on some kind of mask or a peel. Then come back to the scalp, rinse off the cleanser, put the treatment mask on, do the cap again, and then go back to the face and do your second, to remove the mask or the peel and just continue with your facial treatment. After a couple of minutes, we'll go ahead and go in there again and massage. And you can do this standing up or sitting down, whatever is most comfortable with for you. So after you've done that, we're going to remove the cap again. So after we remove the cap after the treatment mask, we're going to rinse the hair again. I am rinsing the water, rinsing the hair with my drain open in the sink. So water is getting collected down under the sink in the dirty water container. I'm gonna do that for the initial rinse. Again, every time you move the head, just make sure you turn the water off so you don't waste. Okay, most of the treatment mask is off. The next step is we're going to use the waterfall again with a second tablet. So I have rinsed most of the treatment mask off with the drain open so that the dirty water is going down into the container. I'm going to go back and close it now because when we use this, we need to add enough water to keep this submerged down here. So I'm going to continue to rinse her hair, but this time I'm collecting the water in the sink. And we're going to collect the water until the motor is covered. And during this time, I did not turn the water off because I want the water to continue to collect. I'm going to leave this in the sink on. While that is collecting, I'll just go back in. You can comb out her hair again. Everybody's hair is different. Some of them is really nice and smooth. You don't have to worry about detangling, whereas some of the other people's hair, it might be a little bit more tangled. But what I'm doing is I'm really using this gua sha to stimulate the scalp and help the client relax. It is possible to use 2 of them and go at the same time if you want. Turn off my water now. We're going to use a second tablet. So I've got here for dry skin. We have one for sensitive skin, dry skin, and oily skin. We'll also have a scaly skin for people who suffer from psoriasis or eczema or any type of irritation or inflammation. And we have one for flaky skin as well for people with dandruff. So in her case, her scalp condition is more dry, so I'm going to use this. This is one of the tools you can use to customize your service for your client. Okay, I'm going to open this and we're going to put it back into the filter and tighten this. Again, I'm gonna not put it on her forehead, but just in her hair, just to start, make sure that the water is running well. Again, whenever you're repositioning this, make sure you're holding this side and this side. Okay. You want to be just a little bit more on the forehead than right at the hairline, because it does have a nicer feel for your customer. And this water is, again, filled with different ingredients to help the dry skin. It's also going to bring the pH down of the water so that it's at more of an optimal pH for what the skin and the scalp wants. Tap water is typically 7.5 pH. Our hair's optimal pH is 4.5, and our skin optimal pH is 5.5. So if we're always using tap water, we're always using the wrong pH for our skin. So that is why this step is really important to use so that they benefit from that lowered pH. After just a minute or 2 of just massaging and using some pressure points, you can leave her with the water running and then move on to complete your facial or do any other additional treatments that she may have asked for. You do not have to be actively be doing something on your scalp during our treatment. There's about 3 to 4 steps where you can just leave the cap on or leave the waterfall running and continue with some other services. About 5 minutes or so of this step. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and we're going to move on to our portable massager. So this is the portable massager. It works with LED light, vibration, and EMS. It also uses our revitalizing scalp serum that you can place inside of here. A few pumps, about 10 milliliters of this into this compartment. And you're going to place it back into here. To turn this on, you're going to hold the middle button down and you'll hear a sound and some lights will come on. This button is for the LED. I have red, and if you push it one more time, this is a combination of red and blue. I've got vibration here. So one is turning on the vibration. And then for the EMS, there's 3 levels. I've got level 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the way that the serum works is that there are little balls at the tip, and when it's pressed, it releases the serum. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to massage her scalp. This will help stimulate the muscles, creating that nice tight facelift type of effect. It also is providing nutrients and a nice serum for the scalp to moisturize, balance the pH. This tool, you can do little circular motions. You can go in, stop, and put a little bit of pressure. And I'm pulling the comb through the hair so that we can get some serum on the hair too. but that's not as important as getting it on her scalp. I'm almost to the end. This to turn it off, you're just going to hit the middle button, but you're going to hold it down and then it'll turn off by itself. The tonic mist is just like when you do a facial. It's going to help pH, balance your pH. It's going to help protect your scalp and tighten those pores. So I'm going to just, remember it's for the scalp. So I'm going to kind of separate her hair and I'm going to just spray in there. Massage that in. Because her scalp is a little bit more on the dry side, I'm going to use our hydration serum, this here. We have two serums. One is for normal to oily and one is for normal to dry. So our hydration is for normal to dry and our pure balance is more for the normal to oily. I'm just going to drip and then we're going to massage it in. See how the comb is going through her hair nicely. Now if you're able to, you can have her go to a vanity and we can blow dry her hair. So make sure that you remove this as well before you set them up, and it's going to be nice and bright.